is a wild story. When you're at like Cafe Landwehr or something?
Yeah. I was taking our parents out for brunch maybe 2 or 3 months ago.
That's nice.
And a guy in the booth next to me said, "Oh, I listened to your podcast. You guys
Didn't he say you were saving the world?"
No, he did not say that.
Start it up. Let's get it rolling. Big ideas, money folding. Hustle smart, dream so wild. Turn that grind into a joyride.
NVIDIA.
What is the CEO's name?
Oh, he's the guy who met with Trump. Don't know his name.
What does he look like?
No
idea.
I don't know.
So, Jensen Huang.
Graham sent it.
I had to look it up, by the way. I didn't know.
Look
either,
at this guy. He's there. He's learning a thing or two behind the desk. Okay,
but like honestly, I wouldn't be able to identify him. I didn't know his name. And that's the most valuable company in the world. So he's not famous, but I tell you,
dude,
what
so I'm just gonna start with you're wrong. Okay. Like somebody new in this room. First thing, what is fame? Somebody has to like one of 3 people. That's pretty good.
Did Graham actually know that, or did Graham look that up? He knew that.
He knew that.
Okay.
I don't believe him either, but it's fine.
Right,
For the purposes of he supports my argument.
He's
so
sitting
I'm
in front of a computer. He Googled that.
So look, this is important. I want to talk about this because, and that's a good start. But I think that, okay, not everybody listening, I actually can guarantee that they are not NVIDIA. And I think really what I want to challenge today is, do founders need to be famous? And what does that really mean? And it's... And I have a lot of feelings on it. So I'm going to start out with this. So first thing is, we've talked to a lot of different entrepreneurs in different capacities at different stages of business, just because we try to give back on that kind of stuff. Paying it forward, right? And I see a certain percentage of them, and it's significant, that are really obsessed with going to conferences that are about entrepreneurship. So they go and they talk to other entrepreneurs, which is great. And there's networking value. Don't get me wrong. Like there's value there. But I think for every one of those conferences you're going to, you ought to be going to like 10 conferences where you can sell your product more. Yeah. Like I'm just really like distribution focused.
We're so practical too. Like if you go to a startup conference and you meet a whole bunch of other startups, you get 0 sales.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, like maybe you find something
you might
there.
get like, 20 LinkedIn connections.
Maybe
great. Okay. Hard to monetize.
I hear you. Yeah.
Half of them are bots. Actually, probably like 90% of them are bots.
Quite a significant amount. Yeah, potentially.
But like, so I feel like this is the problem. We're too practical. We don't get this whole like fame in, leading a company, whereas some people are really good at that stuff.
I thought it was just an exercise in vanity. Okay. Like just being honest for a while till I thought about this idea for an episode and I started looking up the data on this. I thought that this was very much like it's not just that I want to be rich. I want to be famous. I want to be rich and king or queen. I want to be, so we always used to say this in our business. You can be one or the other. You can be either rich or you can be king or queen.
You can't be both.
Can't be both.
Yeah.
And I think I always like, well, people are just trying to be both or find a pathway to maybe one will facilitate the other potentially.
Right.
And so, it turns out I'm just like flat wrong. Okay. So when I looked at the data on this, so I was like, why personal branding matters more than ever is that 93% of consumers say CEO social media engagement influences how they perceive company values.
Yeah.
While 76% of executives believe an active social CEO boosts brand credibility. And investors aren't just backing the idea, they're actually investing in people. A recent study found that 87% of investors say a founder's personal credibility obviously impacts funding decisions. Yeah. So it's like, it's on both sides of the coin here. But I also feel like, okay, like let's break that down for a second because I want to understand this data a little bit more. So 93% of consumers say that it influences how they perceive company values. So I guess what it is I would say as a high level comment, people don't trust brands.
Okay.
I think that's something that's really changed. Like if you were to talk to our parents, like our mom bought the same brand of, I don't know, whatever, Kraft mac and cheese forever.
Right.
Like to this day. Okay. Yeah. Very brand loyal, very much invested almost in these brands over time.
What was the alternative though? Like you can get the Kraft or you can get like the no-name brand. Like this is a bad example.
Okay. Really? Right on the show. Okay. But like there's a series of products. Okay. Sure. Ketchup and catsup. I don't know. You're killing me. But like something out there where it's like they are brand loyal. Whereas I think actually this generation is highly not brand loyal. Okay. Both millennials and Gen Z. And
but they're loyal to the
but
founder.
they're loyal to, they become brand loyal via the founder, via the influence that a founder can have on basically amplification of the mission of the company and the authenticity of whatever the company's trying to do.
Right.
So I think this is really fascinating though, right? It's like before you would trust a brand based on the commercial, maybe the quality of the packaging or whatever. I think nowadays it starts a lot more with, I'm going to go on TikTok. I'm going to look at this brand. Do they look authentic? And then I'm going to believe in the brand.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try the product. And does it continue? Does the values that person's talking about, that CEO, that founder, that whatever, does that deliver all the way through to the product?
Okay.
I think this is really interesting.
That's interesting. I don't know where I land on this. I'm far too practical. I do have a bit of a story that kind of ties into what you're saying. So I've stopped buying Amazon Basics t-shirts because everybody made fun of me. Yeah. I've actually got them all up for rent on racks.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
wow.
I
would love that. They won't go anywhere. I think they're just going to sit there. Anyway.
No. So actually your lovely wife suggested I try True Classic. So I've ordered t-shirts. I'm wearing one now.
How much are those? Those are like $80 t-shirts.
No, they're definitely not.
Oh,
they're definitely not. They're actually pretty good.
$50
and stuff like that. Yeah. But so
tell me the number.
So I was gonna buy some more because actually I've had them now for a little while and they're starting to look a little ratty. So I was gonna order some more. I went on to I got like an email from True Classic. I went in, clicked it. I was gonna buy the Bachelor 10-pack because that's what I buy. I buy my clothes. Like I find the thing I like and then I get it in every color and in triplicate. So I was gonna buy like the Bachelor 10-pack from them, put it in the cart, and then I got distracted, did something else. And then I got this email from the CEO, a special message from the CEO of True Classic.
Oh shit, that is a nice bump email.
Yeah, Gary.
Cart.
Or actually, I think it's Ryan or something like that.
Yeah, Gary's my fake name. There's no way.
So I click it, and it pops up, and it's like the CEO sitting at his desk in like a vertical video, and he goes, "Chris, why didn't you buy that thing in your car?"
No way.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? That's your name?
Yeah, he said my name in it, which was a little bit creepy. But then I'm like, actually, it's a pretty common name.
Yeah. Do you think they did like a take? Wait.
Is it
AI or is it like a take of like Chris, Gary, David, Joanne, Julia?
It looked like a single.
They filmed for days.
It looked like a single shot. Okay, but and he said, "Chris, we gotta buy that."
That's got to be AI, right?
Okay, yeah. So I don't know. I looked carefully, and my AI detector didn't sense AI.
Did it really cut fast to like a different shot? Like
it didn't. It was a single shot,
dude. That's really.
And it looked like
cool.
he was doing the like he was.
Was it like it looked like he was holding his phone?
Well, it was a vertical video, but it was further away. So he was like sitting at a desk or something.
Oh
like
man, I fucking love that. That's such a good idea.
So, but at the same time, it was also really creepy that he said my name. And like you're watching what I put in my cart, and like,
but he's not really.
No, I know.
It's not like he's just sitting there like, come on,
buy the t-shirts.
His comp package is basically like, how many open carts can he like close?
Yeah. So going back to, does the founder need to be famous? So I now know that the name of the founder is
Did you look him up after?
Ryan or something.
You don't really know his name
really
clearly
now, but I know sort of what he looks like. But like, so is that part of this trend? Is that like what they're doing? They're trying to leverage this trend of like our CEO has to be the face of the brand and has to people like the CEO and people follow the CEO, so they buy more t-shirts.
I think it's a thing. I think I talked to a lot of like I'm part of Hampton, which is like Sam Parr's social network. Yeah, they're like for founders or whatever. And there's a whole bunch of them here in Toronto. Like whenever I meet with them, like most of them are like, yeah, I got to do this now. And they've got like they got apps on their phone that are like for like teleprompter. Yeah. So they'll like write something really quick and then they're like reading it, like kind of like looking into the phone, but they're reading something, but it doesn't look like it. And they're rolling and they're just doing something and then they upload and that's part of their thing. But they got to do this. Like this has become incredible. And I wonder like how much this is in B2B because like I imagine doing this for like a chief of police and then being like, what the hell is this? So I think there's like a demographic question of your customer. Yeah. And like social media usage of your customer, but I assume it's becoming increasingly common. And so I think it's becoming table stakes. Like I think you actually have to do this to be credible in the market.
You're the chief podcast officer on this podcast.
Don't you forget it.
Have you been identified in public as
What do you mean? Has somebody recognized me?
Yeah, from the show or something?
No.
That's happened to me.
That's happened to you.
I know.
Yeah,
right?
Graham, did you know this? This is a wild story. Wasn't you at like Cafe Landor or something?
Yeah. I was taking our parents out for brunch maybe 2 or 3 months ago.
That's nice.
And a guy in the booth next to me said, "Oh, I listened to your podcast. You guys."
Didn't he say you were saving the world?
No, he did not say that.
Oh, you told me that.
But you know what? I totally blew it because like I didn't know.
Yeah,
that
like
this
for
could
God's
happen.
sake, ask him who are you? Where'd you come from? How'd you find us? When'd you listen?
I was just like, oh,
what do you like about it? Nothing. You got nothing out of it.
Yeah.
You ran.
I did. I was very caught off guard.
It does confirm what I already know, which is of the two of us, you're the more popular one because you're a nice guy. Whereas I'm just the guy who just yells into the microphone.
People just feel sad for me. He's so awkward and weird.
Definitely. Yeah. Like just no, I think they're more just like you have to deal with that Dave guy all the time.
We like Chris.
So I like Bart.
He needs a friend.
Yeah. So like I want more. I'm gonna throw more data at you. So a couple other things that were kind of important. There was actually like tangible business benefits around this. So it's not just like a table stake. There's like not just that you have to do it, but it's actually a very good idea. So other things that happen is that generally you can reduce the need for ad spend because you're doing more content that's just from the CEO, and obviously they're incentivized for it. You attract more talent this way. It unlocks higher value opportunities because people trust the CEO in a different kind of way. Yeah. So there's like a weird like component to it where like there's spin-off benefits beyond purchase of the product. Yeah. They said that among Fortune 250 company CEOs with stronger personal brands see the company's share price rise 80% faster than others.
Whoa.
So there's like a real like cult of personality behind this. Like people buy into you as the leader of that company. And by the way, if you're a CEO of one of those companies, I also think that protects your job or gives you access to the next one.
It definitely, like if you have a following and like that definitely brings
I wonder how many boards are worried about how powerful their CEOs are on social media.
Yeah.
It's like the Zoom kid for Mazda. They canned that kid because he's just wielding too much power. But like, I can't just imagine that conversation. But I think this is, it's the real deal though, that like this is actually like a legitimately useful and important thing. So I think the first takeaway for anyone listening is like you should be doing this. Yeah. But don't start a business podcast. It's really not a good idea. But other than that, like I think like being on TikTok, talking about what you're doing or being on Instagram.
I had a hard time with this because I don't love the idea of sort of being out there. As you can tell, it's super awkward. Even
I don't like it that much either, despite us having a podcast.
Yeah. But so for your stealth thing, are you going to be the face of your product?
Okay, well, like the key, I think, for any of the social media marketing, like anybody, or one of the keys that I think most people tell you is that you need user-generated content. Like you need other people to do videos off of your videos or off of your stuff. Yeah. And so I think there's a table stakes of me being slightly visible, but then after that, that's just because I want people to be able to come and know that I'm legit and the company's legit. Right. But then after that, I don't really want to go out of my way, which I think conversely will actually make me more credible. Oh, you know what I mean? Like there's a scarcity effect, I think, too. Like if you do it less often, like there's a whole bunch of strategies. Scott Galloway talks about this. So he just had Scott free August on his whole platform. Yeah. And people were like freaking out because they were like, we need Scott back. Just kind of sucks for all the other co-hosts on all his like various shows. Yeah. But and then he comes back and everybody's like super pumped, and I'm sure they saw a huge spike in their numbers again. But there's something about scarcity that I think's valuable. Yeah. In a lot of these plays. So I think like I'll be out there, but not too out there. Okay. You know what I mean? That's good. And I think I want to be really focused on my values, the brand values, and the product. Yeah. I don't want to be like, and this is what I think about Elon Musk. That's what this platform is for. So when somebody adds it to their shopping cart and doesn't check out, are you going to send them a message? Okay. So actually, Chris, I was going to say, why haven't you bought? I am interested in this, but I have two thoughts on this. I think, What do you think is more effective? The Chris, the thing you got, or rather than like a marketing email, obviously coming from the shopping cart, like your Shopify thing, which is like just a checkbox feature. Yeah. What if it's like a personal email, like that obviously you wrote, like not AI, that kind of looks shitty. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like kind of looks like it's not from that platform. It looks like it just came from my Gmail. Like I just fired it to you. Yeah. Like obviously corporate Gmail, but like, you know what I mean? Like came to you. You know what? That might work too for different people. So when I got this email, I got to level with you. Like having my name in it definitely made me open it. And like whatever. Like for real. Like the guy sent me a video. Like what? It's amazing. But the part of me was like, where's a coupon? Come on. Sweeten the deal. Yeah, like fair. If he wanted me to actually, so I don't think I checked out, even though he sent me a personal message. I don't think I would give you a coupon either. Really? Yeah. Well, I mean, giving a coupon, the people will game that constantly. Like I think. Actually, I think I do add things to carts and then just leave and see if they send me a coupon. For how long? How long do you wait? An hour? No, like 48 hours, I'd say. Oh, 2 days. Wow. Yeah. I think coupons are destroyers of value, right? Like I think like
for sure
people, this has happened in basically all clothing brands now have this thing where you pop on the website and you wait 10 seconds, hits you up with the welcome. Here's your 15%. Sign up for the email address bonus. Cool. Put it in, make your purchase 15% off, go back to the email, unsubscribe, see you later.
Yeah. You know what's interesting is
my wife does that all the time.
Oh yeah. She's used my phone number on many websites.
Multiple email accounts, multiple phone numbers. She's the destroyer of margins.
But you know what's interesting is, what if you remember how like Rolex, they don't really sell watches anymore, they sell a waiting list. What if you could you build a brand where it's like, hey, like everything's like sold out and you can get on the waiting list and we'll email you when you get your chance to order your stuff? Does that work in the clothing market, or is that just?
I don't think so, because there's just so much competition and it's so transactional, and there's
like I just go somewhere else and get.
There's very few brands in clothing that people actually trust. I think. Like I think like Lululemon,
Amazon,
Zara,
Basics.
Amazon Basics, quality product. So like there's like a handful that are like really legit. Maybe the ones that also have retail stores carry a little bit more weight. But I think most of the time it's like, I'll figure this out, or I'll find it on another site, or I'll find it on Amazon, or I'll find it elsewhere. Oh, didn't see you there. I'm just reading Startup Different, my book to help you get to your multi-million-dollar business. You can find it on Amazon, Audible, and Kindle.
Right.
You know, like I think I remember I was on a panel at Startup Fest in Montreal a couple months ago, which was fantastic, by the way. Highly recommend you check it out if you're going to do one entrepreneurship conference in the year. In the 10
actual conferences.
But I was on a panel and there was a venture capitalist next to me, and she was great because she was like so ruthless. So like, I don't want to say she was dream crushing, but she was definitely adding a good dose of reality. And I just got to sit there and be the good cop, the optimist. There was somebody who had a clothing brand and they were talking about it, and she's like, you have to discount. Like you cannot go to market without discounts. Like you will fail. You're just like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good the clothes are, like whatever. If you're starting out, you must do this.
Right.
And that was kind of fascinating. So I think there's a lot that going into this too, like how much you want to charge for your product, what niche are you targeting, how well can you delineate and differentiate in the specific clothing niche. Like that's a very difficult market.
Okay, so let's go back to, so we've been talking about sort of like founders starting a business and then like using their social media, making themselves famous to try and drive the brand awareness. What about the other way around? Sort of like, what if you are famous and then you go and you start a brand? I think there's tons of examples.
This already happens. This is this is happening more and more all the time. I feel like I can see Graham's looking at me like, you better talk about this. Like it's happening. Like this is like Rihanna made like $1 billion like off the brand. Most nowadays, rather than so here's another thing for anybody thinking, because I'm thinking about all this D2C e-commerce stuff these days. So another thing about this is that people are generally more tired of big audience influencers because they tend to be willing to sell just about anything.
Right.
And they have such a broad audience that it kind of can work. And people are like more burnt out of hearing about these messages. What you'll see more often now is a big level influencer spinning out a new product. So they're just going and just going to skip the working with somebody and just try to make the product go themselves.
Right.
I think Mr. Beast was talking about launching a smartphone, I think the other day. Getting nods there from Graham. So like there's that kind of behavior happening. So if you're going to market in D2C in e-com, I think what you want to be looking for is these nano-influencers. So we're kind of weird here in Canada. We don't have TikTok Shop because our governments have ideas about China and about TikTok, for better or for worse. But in the United States, they have TikTok Shop, and it's people. Basically, what happens is you work with these nano-influencers,
right?
30,000 followers or more usually, and like there's ways that you can basically pay them to just talk your message and have your talking point. And they get paid for it. And this is the way to go to market. This is a very appealing way to go to market these days. And people are spending really big money, and it's really easy to buy. It's basically like you're looking at the video of the CEO on their TikTok page, or it's gone viral, or whatever. You're just there and swipe to the right to buy from them. It's right there. Listing, like it's an interesting intersection of social media and Amazon. Like if Amazon had a social network where people dance, not just dance anymore on TikTok, but things are happening, and then you
Why haven't they? Like, I feel like they could copy that.
Because like Gen Z, honestly, I've used a lot of Amazon stuff and there's a lot of legacy code there.
You're gonna doom scroll on Amazon. Like they would have to get all that like content that's in there that, you know, has people.
I think it's because TikTok pulled people in with awesome, funny content.
Yeah.
Like entertainment.
And then they're like,
Gary sells something.
Slide an ad in, or a video that's like essentially an ad or a sponsored video.
Well, are they mentioning, you know,
click here to buy.
Some of them are very compelling.
Yeah.
You watch how the people who are really good at making that user generated content, these good influencers doing this stuff, are really convincing.
Yeah. And
they deliver it really well.
Man, I've bought so much oil of oregano. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think you showed me that video ages ago.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point though is that like, I think that's another reason why it's also important. I mean, this is kind of moving away from like the big corporation, you need to be a famous CEO kind of thing, and more to like, you're a smaller company and you're trying to get off the ground. The table stakes to this is that you need to be having a presence there so that people can validate that, hey, that was good entertainment first. Hey, this is kind of legit. What is this thing? Hey, the person that runs it seems to be aligned with the values of this. Oh, I can buy it right now.
Yeah.
It's all happening right there.
Yeah.
Like your friction to purchase is so much lower.
Right.
And I think that's really why it's so compelling. And they're taking a run at Amazon.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I've been talking to a lot of people again in this space. Another thing you do is a 3PL, so third party logistics company, so that, you know, basically you don't have to manage boxing your crap. And, shipping, you know, and there's one that's fulfilled by TikTok. And
really?
And they're doing it.
They have warehouses?
They are working with other 3PLs, but they're subsidizing it.
Oh, no
waiting
way.
list like you wouldn't believe.
Huh.
You really can't do it.
Oh,
because like there's so many people trying to do it because it's such an impact on their margin.
Right.
But I mean, if they get that off the ground in a meaningful way, I'm sure they're building their own warehouses too.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, this is Amazon with a social network plugged into it that's highly entertaining.
Yeah.
Like if I'm Amazon, I'm legitimately worried about my business.
Wow.
I think this is a real thing. Yeah.
Except in Canada.
Except in Canada, because we suck. It's not even like a tariff thing. It's just like we're worried about China in general. So, you know,
we're worried about Chinese.
The one last thing I wanted to just mention here too, though, is that for anybody who's out there as a founder and is looking for venture capital funding, this is another thing that we mentioned. We just touched on it for a second there earlier, but this is actually a thing that can contribute to a successful raise. Is how well known you are. Because I think for a couple of reasons, it depends on your product. Naturally, it's going to show that people are probably willing to buy. But also, it's just easier to invest in people that seem to have a way at getting people interested in whatever they're talking about.
Right.
Like there's a natural amount of like marketing insight that this person has that I think probably makes a venture capital group more comfortable.
Oh, they just see you have a really good social media presence. You have all these followers. You market yourself really well. That makes you more valuable.
Let's put it in a context that's probably unlikely, but helpful, I think, as an example. Book deals.
Yeah.
If you have a big following, you're going to get a book deal.
Right.
If you don't have a big following, you're not going to get a book deal.
Yeah.
Easy enough.
Yeah. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, like because they know.
You hear about that all the time too.
Yeah.
So
Matt Sundin came out with a stupid book about Matt Sundin. Like, I love Matt Sundin, great hockey player. But like, is he an author?
Yeah.
Like,
because like immediately, like every
dude's been hitting the head like 1,000 times.
Bookstore, if those even still exist, but like every like airport has that book sitting there.
Yeah. When
you walk into because I don't know, you're looking for something to read on an airplane, right?
If you're famous, you're better off starting a business.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Any people who are influencers now who aren't starting a business, I'm always just like, but why?
This is kind of interesting. I was talking to our brother Mike, and he was
because it's a lot of effort to be right.
Yeah, he was talking about how there's like stock and there's flow. Okay. And so like stock would be like Matt Sundin has built a name for himself. So he built up a lot of stock,
brand equity
in his brand, right?
Brand equity.
And then flow is more like what you actually produce, like scoring goals, you know, doing all that sort of stuff as your Matt Sundin,
okay.
Right.
Okay.
So, and for, you know, a lot of people, you know, so for us, for instance, so we were like, we were acquired, we had a lot of stock, but we sold it. Right. And we signed an non-compete and all those types of things. So we couldn't go into that space where we were sort of known and do sort of the same thing. We like essentially sold all of our stock. So then we have to start again by building flow to build up that stock in the next thing. So what you're saying is with companies that are founders that aren't famous to begin with, as you start off, you are building stock in your personal brand that hopefully at some later date, you can then, maybe you're not still doing whatever you started doing, but you can take that to some other market, spin off that, and maintain that stock, or start to use that stock
leverage. I think like it goes back to one thing that I kind of regret about our first business, which is and this is a little bit different, but I think similar but different, that I just didn't care about networking outside of our immediate customers. Like I networked to get deals, but I think there is some value to be kind of outside that. And I think that this data is like a logical extension of that. Like you should be appealing to an audience of people that like you and buy into what you're doing and your values. And your business should align with your values too. Obviously, like that doesn't make sense that you would be running a business that doesn't align with your values. Like, or if it does, you are an anomaly of an anomaly. So I think like with that in mind, you're going to be able to keep that audience. I think that's a good point. So I think, what are we saying here? Do you have to be famous or on the road to fame to start a business and be successful? Like, no, you don't, but it really, really, really helps.
You should start trying to be famous.
You should try.
You should start trying to build your brand.
And by the way, this is hard.
Yeah.
Take it from us.
Yeah.
It's really, really difficult, and it will take you years. It is a long game. You will not go viral.
I would say too, don't bother spending money. I would try and do everything organically. I don't think spending money to do this works, or you're just going to get bots. You're going to get silly fake followers, things like that. Focus on actual organic content. Keep at it. Keep consistent effort on it. Maybe you get a few that go viral, that pick up some traction, then it starts to work.
Understand you can be working on this for 10 years.
Yeah.
As long as you work on your business, you're going to be working on this.
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right.
Sound advice.
We wrapped it up. Folks, we'll catch you next week.
Start it up. Let's get it rolling. Big ideas, money folding. Hustle smart, dream so wild. Turn that grind into a joyride.